And they're really fast, and they're aggressive, and they play hard. I think Coach Johnson, the coaching staff at Tulane, has done a really good job with that defense because you can tell they play with passion. They fly around, not very big, a lot of speed, but they present a tremendous challenge. There's a reason they've got, I think, 26 turnovers. They fly around and do a really good job, so it'll be important to us to stress ball security and good decisions by the quarterback. Well, every week you're going to do a little bit different things, but the biggest thing is, we got to keep it simple. If they're complicated and all over the place, we've got to be able to keep it simple, and quarterbacks got to go through their reads and progressions. It's when they start seeing too much and you try to fit too much into what they do where you can start getting into trouble a little bit. So, focusing on what we do, keeping it simple, and being able to attack what they do. Yeah, well, it all starts up front. The offensive line has done a really good job the last 3 weeks. And what you don't see, what doesn't show up, is the wide receivers blocking downfield. Freeman had tight ends too, and fullback Nate Shaw. Nate Shaw was a player of the week last week. David Glasgow was player of the week this week. So, those backs are doing a great job. The wide receivers aren't catching a whole lot of balls, but they're making blocks downfield. That doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but a lot of those long runs are because the offensive line getting them to second level, and the wide receivers blocking downfield, and the backs running hard, getting north and south. So, it takes all 11. There's no doubt when you get a short field, your spirits are lifted a little bit, and you know what? You got to have that blood in the water mentality. When they get us the ball on the 35, 40-yard line, we've got the momentum. We've got to go punch it in. And we've done a good job of that. For the longest time, we were turning the ball over. Wasn't getting a whole lot of turnovers, but defense kept stressing takeaways. We kept stressing ball security, and to the credit of those kids, they kept buying in, and we're seeing a little bit of the benefits of that. Sure. Well, David is one of the hardest workers on the team, and that's why he's a starter. He's consistent. You know what you're going to get out of him day in and day out, and it shows on game day. David's going to hit it 100 miles an hour and give you everything he's got, and pass protection too. That's another thing that's not going to show up on the stat sheet. But for us to have time to throw it down the field, you got to have backs protect him. So yeah, I think his work ethic gives him a chance, and he takes advantage of that in game day. Well, in that situation, you've got to protect the football and win the game. So if you lay it on the ground, doesn't matter if it's a quarterback or running back, we're probably going to put somebody else in there. But Jarvion understands. He was disappointed. Nobody's harder on Jarvion than Jarvion. You know what? He's going to play this ball game. He's going to protect the football. But it's nothing, he made a mistake. And there was a lot of mistakes made in the game. Just that one, everybody notices at the end of the game when you're trying to put it away. Well, Tuck got in at UAB, so when we feel like we got the game secured, we'll let some of those backups play and get experience. That's valuable experience. Tucker's gotten in a lot of ball games this year, and he'll benefit from that next year. But when it's close, you'd rather err on the side of caution than letting you guys play and let it slip away.